getting set up is quite easy. Just create your account online, and then basically just add in a few details, and then we help sort of personalize the experience getting into it. And then all you need to do is just add your first property to start with. And so how this works is we automatically pull all that information in, and then you can add it as an HMO multi-unit, and then simply click continue, and then you're set up, ready to go. So basically getting started is really easy. And then we have this quick start guide, which allows you to basically get onboarded quickly. So adding in the expense accounting information is sort of the first steps to this whole process. Importing from a CSV file. So if you want to get all your information up to date really quickly, you can do that. Simply import the bank statement, map all the transactions, whether they're paid by tenants, capital expenses. This allows you to get your whole account set up, ready to go, and really just helps you just to stay on top of it straight away. Now, recording rent is really easy as well. So we have a full lease sort of system built into Landlord Studio, where you can create your lease, add your leases to the property. This is all the start date, and allows you to keep everything on file, the payment dates, end dates. Ultimately, it's keeping a sort of automated balance for the lease so that you always know how much rent is due. You always know when the rent is due. You can send rent reminders out to tenants, invoices, expiry reminders, all the sort of automation aspects around sort of keeping on top of that day to day. And we even log all the payments historically. So if you want to create a property sort of lease in the past, then we can bring all that up to date. And then ultimately, this is where all the automation starts to happen. This is one of our core features, which is bank feeds. And bank feeds is all about automating the reconciling process. So we allow you to securely connect your bank account via Plaid. And this is very similar to how QuickBooks and Xero and some of the other sort of accounting softwares work. They allow you to securely add in all your bank accounts, whether it's your credit card, whether it's the mortgage account, whether it's checking, savings, etc., etc. All that is brought into Landlord Studio in a read-only sort of fashion. And then we automatically import all those transactions every time you come to this page. And so you can see here, we have already found some matches. And that's basically our automation engine saying this transaction we know is going to this property, and we know it's for this particular category as well. And so what you see here is a full sort of breakdown of the transactions where you can do fancy things like create rules and automatically apply these different transactions to different properties. You can even split it across different properties. So in the case of a transaction or an expense being applied for sort of multiple properties, you can actually split that across multiple properties automatically as well. And that just makes the whole sort of reconciling process a lot easier. And so what I'm doing here is essentially just going through and clicking OK. We've already set up these rules, and it's just making that whole process of reconciling and importing transactions just that much easier. And basically what that allows me to do is bring everything into Landlord Studio, and then now start to visualize all this information on a dashboard. So when we were sort of talking about this before, having financial insight into the portfolio is key on an ongoing basis, not just at the end of tax season. And so in this case, what we've used is the dashboard to then dive into individual transactions and generate one of the reports and sort of show a full breakdown of all the transactions for a specific property. And so here we're sort of generating an income and expense statement. And this is really similar to how a Schedule E is effectively designed. So here's a trailing 12-month statement. We can filter out different types of capital expenses. We can filter those out. We can filter out expenses paid by the tenant. And then we can start to view this information in a PDF format, CSV file, so all this information can be shared with the accountant. In this particular one, we've got a Schedule E. So in the case of the tax time now, we actually generate a full Schedule E, even listing all the days rented, the occupancy rate, the type of property. And these are some sort of optional types of fields in the Schedule E. We bring this all into a report so that when you do go to engage with your CPA, you can actually just send it through to them. You can email that through to your CPA or generate the PDF file, generate the CSV, send it across to them. And that just makes the whole process of tax time just that much easier for your accountant and for just going through that whole process. There's some other sort of key features in here, such as reminders. There's a full calendar view. It means that you can stay on top of sort of some of those key components.
Landlord Studio is the easiest way to ensure your rent is collected on time and in full every single month. Payments made through Landlord Studio are deposited directly into your bank account within 3 to 5 working days. As the landlord, you have complete control over the rent amount, partial payments, and can easily use the system to charge tenants tenant payable expenses. Our system gives both parties complete oversight of rent status and payment history. You can enable online rent collection when you first set up your property and lease. For an existing lease, navigate to the relevant property and select Edit Lease. Enable the option to collect rent online. You can then choose to pay the processing fee yourself or pass it on to your tenants. Now, we take security seriously, so when you hit save, we'll ask you to run through our streamlined security verification process. If your property is under an LLC or otherwise incorporated, select Business Account. You'll need to complete this setup on desktop if you have a business account. Otherwise, select Personal Account. Enter your details. These will be checked against your ID documents later, so make sure they're correct. Next, you'll need to upload your ID document. This can be a driver's license, passport, or your state ID. The final step of the security verification process is to upload a short video clearly showing your face and your ID so that we can confirm that you are the owner of your uploaded identity documents. Once we've reviewed and confirmed your security verification, you can link the bank account you want the rent to be paid into. Enter the routing number and account numbers and save. The final stage to completing your online rent collection setup is to invite your tenants. You can select an existing tenant or add a new tenant, ensuring you have entered a correct email address for them. You're now all done and simply have to wait for your tenant to complete the setup on their side. To expedite this process, we recommend reaching out to them and encouraging them to complete the setup promptly. Invited tenants will receive an email with a unique link asking them to set up their profile on the tenant portal. Clicking on this link will take the tenant to the tenant portal where they'll be asked to create an account. Tenants will then need to link their bank account and then choose if they want to use Autopay or if they'll manually pay each month by logging in to the tenant portal. Autopay will automatically transfer the rent amount to your account every month, making it easier for them and you. They can review or disable this setting at any time. From the tenant portal, tenants can view historical and upcoming payments, manually initiate rent payments, and pay their deposit and any tenant payable expenses. If you've activated tenant maintenance requests, then tenants will also be able to view maintenance jobs and submit new requests via the portal. Once a payment has been initiated by the tenant, you'll be able to see the payment processing status in Landlord Studio along with the expected date for the funds to hit your account.